Maybe I should have texted Erin to make sure she's going to dial in. No, don't. Jodie, can you imagine if she stood me up? Ghosted on a Friday night. Let's hope not. Here she is.
Hello, how are you?
Oh my, hi! You
My
look
boyfriend-
like you've got a crown on. Is it a clock?
No, it's my mother.
The
My
Queen of
boyfriend is
Scotland.
like, she's live, she's live, she's live.
That's
How
a
are
really
you
good
doing?
placement there. Oh, for
I'll get her
goodness sake.
moved.
How's your day been?
Very busy.
Yeah,
Checking day today. How's yours been?
good. You know, the weather is lovely, so I just trained for ages. Because
You've got a good setup though. Like the setup that you've got in your back garden looks absolutely amazing.
do you know what? I've lived here for 3 years. I've been in that back garden about 6 times in 3 years, and now there's no gym. I'm like, do you know what? Let me just turn it into a gym. But obviously, when it rains and when it's shit weather, it's a really shit idea. But
I hope you're still using your trophy though, is your weight.
I might have to. I'm waiting for some kettlebells to turn up.
You've got a good setup though.
Where have you been training?
I've been training at my friend's house. Luckily, she's got like a setup in her garage, so I've just been training in there. Luckily,
Yeah.
which has been quite nice. But we've got weights and everything as well because the gym I work at, luckily, just gave us a load of stuff when they closed up. So we've got a load of stuff here. But yeah, I'm quite lucky that I've got a facility still to train in, which has got like a barbell, a lat pull down, and a couple of dumbbells, which is all you need really.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm really lucky. I don't use many machines. I've always used a lot of barbells, dumbbells. I mean, I use a leg press, leg extension, but yeah, all I'm really missing is the leg press, all variations, and hack squat.
the hack squat definitely. I'm missing the hack squat as
My
well.
quads have disappeared without the hack squat. I'm like, guys.
To be honest, I think I'm making a hell of a lot more progress just now than what I did when the gyms was open because I'm doing a different style of training, and to be honest, I think my body's absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
My quads are like constantly pumped all the time from this high volume stuff.
Oh,
Which
I
is really
hate
good.
high volume, you know, but look, Jodie, what the fuck is a hack squat? I'm going to take her. We said when the gyms open again, we're going to go to King's in Croydon, and Jodie's going to hack squat.
I am dying to go to King's. King's in Muscle Works. As soon as lockdown's over, I'm going to be getting on a train and coming to train with you guys because I've been wanting to train there for so long. And
I've just never known a gym with an atmosphere like it. And like when you're in season as well, you go in and there's so many competitors that you know or you know from Instagram that are just there doing their thing. And it spurs you on, like no matter what mood you're in, you get to King's and you kick ass, you know, and you PB every single time because there's amazing music, everyone's training hard. Like, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of Insta filming going on. And everyone's smashing it, and I just love it. Like the machines and stuff is not really what makes it what it is. It's the atmosphere.
The people, yeah. That's the only unfortunate thing with me being up here. Like the best gym we've got is a DW Sports, and like there's no atmosphere. There's only a select few of us that bodybuild where I'm at, and yeah, it's just. I would love to be down with you guys and training and in a different environment, but it's good to just get. I love when I'm on prep, I just go about everywhere and go to different gyms because it keeps you so motivated.
Yeah, it does.
It'd
Especially if you're
amazing
visiting people that you know or you kind of know, like you see them there, and it's such a nice social way to be as well, isn't it?
I know. You're so lucky. So jealous.
I feel like jealous of the people that live up north, though. You know, like near Manchester or Leeds, Liverpool, Birmingham. They have amazing gyms up there as well.
But there's no actual like good gyms in the city of London, is there?
No.
Like you go, what's that gym that I went to that was
Muscleworks is good. Muscleworks is actually like, I think it might be zone 2. So zone 1 is the centre, then zone 2, zone 3. I live in zone 3. Like King's isn't even in London, you know, like we say it's in London, but actually it takes me an hour and a half to get there.
Yeah, because when I seen you when I was down in London, I was going to plan to go and train there, and then I looked it up in the maps and it was like an hour and a half. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. It
the only
thing
there was is that club gym, and to be honest, that was good, but it was quite it was like a weird atmosphere.
Yeah.
The people in there was like quite mixed, I think.
Yeah,
and it was expensive.
I think all the gyms in central London are really mixed. So a lot of us go to Gym Box because there's a lot of gym boxes around.
That's the gym I'm on about. That's what I'm on about. What am I on about?
Where you went, Gym Box?
Yeah, I don't know where I'm getting the club from. No, it was Gym Box.
Yeah, so I used to go to the one in Victoria, and it had like me, Joe Brightman, loads of other competitors that worked there. So it just kept you wanting to like go, even though the equipment's not that good, or it's so busy, and there's one of everything. But because the other competitors are there, you can have a little moan that you're tired or you're fat or whatever, you know, and get some tips from each other. I can remember asking Brightman, like, how do I do a like side lateral raise without using my traps? Because I'm so trap dominant. And yeah, just getting little tips from people that know, you know, it's like useful.
I know, I would love to be down with you guys and be able to train all the time, because I think there's 3 of us that compete in Aberdeen, and then there's Beth in Dundee, and she's 2 hours away from me.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of them down in Glasgow, but for me, Glasgow's still 4 hours away, and I can't go to train there every day.
Yes.
Like the half-decent gym bar.
Have you not thought about moving?
Pardon?
Would you move to Glasgow?
If I was going to move, I would probably do it right and just move down to England somewhere. Either Manchester or London. Like, there's something about Manchester that I just absolutely love every time I go down there. And the people so friendly, they've got amazing gyms, and yeah, I love it down there. So if I was going to move somewhere, I'd probably move there or to London. But my boyfriend's got a good job up here, so
Get him
I think we're going to be stuck up here for a while.
Get him fired. Oh no, we'll have to move to London. So how's your off season going? Like, now it's obviously all been thrown up a little bit in the air. I didn't even train for the first 4 weeks of the quarantine because I was just so like, I was midway through prep. So, you know, like, it's so different to go from training 24/7, dieting, cardio, and then all of a sudden it's like, here's some resistance bands. And I was just like...
I know, it's like you've got, like, the post-show blues, like, bang. Because, like, you know, when you come to the end of a show, you're kind of preparing yourself to come out of prep and transition into off-season. Whereas you girls that have been, like, one day you're smashing your cardio, smashing your training, and then suddenly the next day you can't train anymore, your show's cancelled.
And you're not allowed outside your house.
I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, so I can't even imagine what you guys went through.
I'm not going to lie, I think I really had to, last week, pull myself out of the funk that I'm stuck in. Like, I just thought, I'm not being my best self here. I'm letting myself down. I'm letting my coach down. Like, she's literally like, are you checking in this week? And I'm like, I haven't put on any weight.
You got so lean so quickly, though.
Yeah, I came into lockdown very lean, and I've actually I'm skinny naturally, so I don't put on extra body fat. I lose my muscle. So I'm just really, really flat. And I was meant to check in today, and I just said to her, look, I know if I don't pull my finger out, I'm not going to be world champion. So I'm back on my bullshit. So I have trained. I've tracked my macros for 2 whole days, which sounds so stupid, but you will not believe my body changes in 2 days of dieting. Like I lean up so quickly. It is unreal. So yesterday I couldn't see my abs, and today I've got the top 2 are coming in, and I'm like, but I can't gain muscle very easily. So that's what it was really good to talk to you about, maximizing your off season, because people with my genetics really struggle. I mean, I can diet. I don't find prep as difficult as some people because I can just diet and it's gone. But what is underneath obviously needed to be built in the off season.
Yeah, I see. I would be the complete opposite. It takes me a lot of work to get weight off during a prep, but then I build muscle really, really easily, luckily. So in regards to like mindset, going into my off season, it's like a flip of the switch. I go from being like surely looking at yourself 24/7 to suddenly wearing jumpers like this and just focusing on my training and making sure that I'm getting PBs every session, because at the end of the day, our goal as a competitor is to improve each time we step on stage. So I just try and kind of disconnect with what I look like and actually focus on the main goal. And because I'm now going into a totally different ball game, like I really need to get my arse in gear and grow, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I always think like for me, it's not just for my own personal growth. Sometimes I'm like, I just don't want to embarrass myself getting up on that stage and people saying I don't deserve it, or just letting myself down, you know, like you have to do it for yourself, whatever your motivation is, right? I definitely don't really care what I look like in the off season to an extent when it comes to like, I don't want to look lean. I like looking healthier. I hate my face like this. Like, it hasn't come back yet. We both put on quite a lot of weight, don't we, in the off season? But I don't mind because I know I can diet straight back off again. I think for you, it's a little bit difficult.
Yeah. So last year, when after the British finals and Worlds, I put on weight at a reasonable pace, but when obviously we had the digestive issues and stuff after Worlds, but that's a different story. Put on weight at a reasonable pace, but I didn't care what I looked like because I was jumping back onto prep in the following April.
Yeah.
So I was like, right, I've only got this short period of time. I need to absolutely smash this, and I don't give a shit what I look like. But this time, I don't know if it's because I got leaner. And if I'm being honest, I don't know if it's because my following was a lot higher. I felt a little bit like more people was watching me come out of this show.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest. So I actually struggled a bit coming out of my last show because I was worried I was going to put on too much weight too quickly. And if I'm being honest, I was worried what other people was going to think of me. But see, now I'm like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody actually cares if you put on 10 kilos or 5 kilos. Nobody gives a shit. And I think the most important thing is optimizing your health and getting your health back in the best place possible coming out of a show, because I lost my period for what, 9 months?
Really?
Which is insane.
For me, like, I can't reverse diet. For me, I've only ever dieted in prep in my life, you know, so my first and only diets have been to prep for a show. I do not know how girls, lifestyle clients and stuff, hats off to you guys. I've got so much respect for them, but to keep the motivation and to keep on going without that goal of getting on the stage in the tiny little thong. But I always, without fail, just go straight back up into a surplus, maybe to maintenance, you know, but I do not reverse out of a show because I feel like death. I look like death because my face just goes, doesn't it? I mean, look at it.
I know, but look at mine.
I it for 8 weeks. But yeah, I always go straight back up to either maintenance calories or a surplus. But I actually don't track my food in the off season. But because I'm a flexible dieter, I have been doing it for 4 years now. I can kind of eyeball my food, and I could tell you today how much protein I've had without even counting it, without weighing it. But for somebody that's less experienced, I mean, I rebounded massively after my first show. I looked like I had eaten 3 of myself. I just was, and I never realised at the time either how big I was getting. And because I'm quite petite, like my frame is quite narrow, I still fit in my clothes, but my stomach and my back was just getting bigger.
Yeah, just ballooned.
But I wasn't training, so I wasn't putting the food to good use. Whereas now I come out into off season and I instantly feel energized because I've got more fuel, I'm sleeping better, my hormones are less disrupted, and then I really just think about it as fuel to train. And I love to smash my training now.
I'm the exact same. I'm the exact same. So my first show, I rebounded really bad as well.
Yeah.
And the guidance I had for my first prep, I didn't have a clue what to expect coming out of a show.
No, I didn't.
So I remember going to my car after I finished, and I had boxes of sweets. And I remember just eating everything for about a week straight.
Yeah.
And then
I did it for a year, mate.
I ballooned and I felt so horrible in myself. And then the second show, I had bad digestive issues, and then I couldn't stop shitting for a week.
I mean, that is how we bonded over our digestive issues.
And then the last time I did reverse diet, but I only reverse dieted for the first 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So I slowly increased calories the first 4 weeks, and then after that, that was when I could let go as such. Like after that 4 weeks of me coming out of prep and slowly increasing my calories, I was like, right, I need to let this rest now and just like move on and just get rid of get back to normal. But I think it's just all a learning experience. Like the next time I come out of a show now, I'm not going to train and my food's going to be right back up and my fats is going to be not, I wouldn't say like keto, but I'm going to go for a more high fat approach to get my hormones back to normal a lot quicker.
I think that like in my prep, I think I was about 30 grams of fat at the end, of my diet. And then I go straight back up to at least 50, 60 a day. And that is what I count, my fat, because that is what gives us our hormones and our health back as women.
Exactly. It's so important. And I think a lot of people coming out of a show, they need to just, like now I realise you need to just detach from being stage lean and focus on getting your hormones back as quick as possible.
For me, my stage lean look is just a look for competition. And
exactly.
I would like to look probably 8 weeks out all the time. I mean, I'm never going to because I love food too much. But I don't really enjoy being stage lean because I'm so exhausted. I work in a corporate job, so I need to have my wits about me. And I can't think straight when I'm on such low calories and low body fat. And I don't sleep very well anyway. So for me, when I come back out of a show, I just want to feel good. I don't think about what I look like because you're always going to look a bit watery and a bit bloated. You haven't eaten some of these foods for 4 months, After my first show, even oats fucked my stomach up.
I'm the same. I'm the exact same. But I think I don't think it's spoken about enough in the industry because everybody's on the same boat. And I think people are scared post-show to really document what is actually happening, especially to a female body. Yeah. Because you and your abs and everything do disappear in the first couple of days because of water retention. Yeah. And it's totally normal. But yeah.
I'll tell you what's never disappeared. My forehead vein.
Oh my god, I've been getting it as well.
So the first time I got the forehead vein, I was like, yes, I'm a bikini competitor. I'm lean. And then it never went. And I'm like, you're making me look old. Like, go away.
I know, I'm the same, but my face just balloons in the off season, and this vein
It's just
is
the
just
vein.
yeah, it's horrid.
The worst thing is, have you ever seen yourself lying down? Because I talk into my phone the other day, and there was just a road map of veins in my. I mean, I can see it now, and I'm like, "You're making me look old, guys. You're not even lean. What's going on?" I do think though that
off-season shape, though.
for the first timers, they really, I think that the key things that they need to know about the off season is they really need to keep their coach at least for the first month after the show. Not to really keep you accountable, but to just give you those pep talks that you need when you're freaking out that your abs have gone. You know, you do have digestive issues. No matter what, you're going to have, your stomach's going to be upset because it's so stressed, right? When it gets all that sugar.
I know, definitely. I like, even me being a coach myself, I need a coach to check in with, because prep brain is a real thing. Like, you'll look at yourself and you'll think you're fat when you're literally walking around like a human anatomy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It is true.
It's crazy.
I think that for me, like, when I think about off season, I just think, what's your next goal? Like, what is your why for doing what you're doing? And obviously now, so I achieved what I achieved, and that's my next goal, world champion. So I'm like, do you know what? If you have to look like shit for a few months to look world champion standards, you've got to do what you've got to do. And anybody that is worth their weight in gold does not give a shit what you look like. And anybody that does comment on it, you just need to question their place in your life, really. Because I had a friend for 20 years. He's the reason I got into bodybuilding. In my off season before 2018, just before I started to do my cut for the year I became British champion, he told me I was fat. I mean, I just had a little belly. It was like nothing else. I get a lot bloated. I was fat. I wasn't anything special, and I wasn't doing anything that anyone else couldn't do. And I was literally, that was my fucking motivation for my next off season. I was like, I will show them. And lo and behold, I won my competition, and he then tries to befriend me again. But I cut him because I was like, I don't need that kind of negativity.
I know, but there's always going to be people like that. I remember after my second show, and I had put on a little bit of weight, and I went back into the gym, and people was like, how do you feel being big and not being looking like what you was before? Have you lost your way? And I'm like, no, it's bodybuilding.
Yeah.
You've got to build. Like, to me, the stage is just the icing on the cake. Like, I do not compete for the stage. Like, I've been bodybuilding for what, 6-7 years now, and the stage is just to showcase that. Like, what you do, the 90% of the time is what actually matters.
Yeah. And you have grown, mate. Like,
I hope so.
You're doing it well, because you have really made progress.
There's no way I am going on stage in 48 kilos or whatever ever again.
Yeah.
I need to be at least 52. That's the goal.
Yeah. So before the lockdown happened, did you have aspirations of competing this year, or are you taking the whole year off anyway?
So I was going to be potentially competing in Romania at the end of this year. We were supposed to actually be in Florida next week, so we was going to go and watch the Florida Pro Show just to kind of get an idea, and then I was going to be starting prep the week after we came back for Romania. But in my, like, deep down, I was like, I don't know if I'm ready. Because, like, after I won before I won my pro card, I said that because winning my pro card was my ultimate goal, like, that's all I ever wanted, was to win that. And I was like, I need to take this time to actually let it sink in what I've actually just achieved.
Yeah.
Because one of them, it was my ultimate goal.
Yeah.
And I needed to actually let that sink in and not just, like, jump into a pro show and not, like, realise what I've actually done.
Yeah.
And I want my pro show to be somewhere like different, like
Yeah.
South Korea or like Brazil or somewhere like totally out of the ordinary. So
Yeah.
this is actually a blessing in disguise that this has happened. So I'm not doing Romania for my first show.
Yeah. I
It's not
also think
what
it's a
I
blessing in
does it?
disguise for me because I'm meant to be competing tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow?
Body Power's tomorrow originally, and then Worlds is next weekend. So I'm meant to be competing these 2 weekends, and Worlds is my ultimate goal, right? And when I dieted down, I do look different, and I have improved from last season. I've taken a year off because of injury, but because of my injury, I just haven't made enough progress in my lower body that I want to look like, you know. I could still hopefully win. I could still place, you know, top 3, but I want to blow them away. And I want to look at my pictures and know that all this hard work that I've done over the last year
It's paid
has
off,
paid
yeah.
off, you know. And I don't just train for stage, I train for my life. Like, I want to look like that in my real life. And I'm very unbalanced at the moment because my upper body has really matured the muscle. So even at a higher body fat, I look more athletic.
Lean, yeah.
But my
Yeah.
legs have not caught up because I've had all these injuries. I've literally only just had diagnosis this week about what it actually is. Finally,
I
can
know.
start to work around it. But so for me, it's a blessing because I've got more time to work on my weaknesses now, and I've got the equipment to do so. I made sure of it, and yeah, the gift of time, because hopefully they're not going to do Worlds this year because the travel.
Or are they not?
I don't think they will. I think finals will go ahead, but I think that for Worlds, everyone's flying in. Like, there's going to be such issues with travel. There's going to be so many people that have been unable to train. It's not going to be competitive. And I think, in my heart, they'll do it in April instead of Europeans. Maybe.
Do you think they'll still do a British finals this year?
I think PCA will. I think if the gyms open end of July, August, PCA have said they'll do their first qualifier 10 weeks after. So it's like October. So maybe they're just going to have a quick series of qualifiers, qualify more people, and then have their finals in November, maybe. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think that PCA do want to go ahead, but they're obviously being really careful about safety.
I think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah,
because at the end of the day, everything's still up in the air. Nobody knows what's going on. We don't know if there's going to be another peak of this yet, because I think it's the deaths and stuff have went higher again this week with the restrictions coming down. So
there's a massive heat wave next week, which means that loads of people will go out and socialise. And yeah, let's see what happens. I'm just happily in my house getting my food delivered. I've got my gym in the back garden now. So I'm just going to keep my head down and just get on with it. And for me, like, I am putting on weight now because I was in prep and now I'm not. And I'm liking the way I look better, actually, because I'm fuller, I'm stronger. You know, I'm getting my strength back now. And I'm just trying to keep my eyes on the prize, like on my logbook, because I don't look in the mirror. And when I check in the off season, if I check in the off season, I just film it once. I check that my back is spread properly in my back pose and I send it. Whereas when I'm in prep, I must take 5 different videos and then spend 2 hours trying to choose the best one to send to my coach. So ridiculous. Like, you look the same in every single one. But you know, so in the off season, I really make a focus of not looking what I look like, looking at my logbook, making sure my lifts are progressing, that my intensity's there, that I'm doing what I need to do to grow, that I'm eating. I mean, I've got no problem eating.
Doing the do.
Yeah. Well, so a lot of people have asked a lot of questions that really we can't answer properly because it's so person specific. Obviously, they want to know our macros for prep and for off season, what kind of calories, how much weight we gain, how long does it take to lose it. For me personally, I don't count my calories in the off season. It's anything from, my maintenance calories are probably 2,200. I don't do any cardio. I probably eat 3,000, 4,000 a day. Some days I don't, some days I do. You know, I've got a fast metabolism because I've got anxiety. Like, I'm pretty stressed, so my resting heart rate is quite high. And then my calories in my preps just differ. Some preps are easy and it drops off. Some preps I've got to grind until I feel like I'm dying. The 2018 prep, I fucking felt like my body was shutting down, you know, whereas this prep, I didn't even try. But then I'd only got halfway through. It's the next half that's the difficult.
Yeah, you smashed this prep. You absolutely smashed it.
Do you know?
You were still going out and socialising and living a normal life.
Do you know, my coach and I, we do macros for the first half and then we go into meal plan. So I still have that flexibility for 8 weeks. And then this is the point about taking a long off season. I was rested. My hormones were in the right place. I've worked on my sleep health before my prep so that I was in like more optimal place to start. I'm with my coach that I prepped with before, so she knows how my body reacts. We know what food I react well to or not. And we just, you know, all these variables and all these data we've been collecting over 2 seasons. So I think that people swap coaches too quickly sometimes if they don't perhaps get the placing that they want or they don't enjoy the prep. I mean, prep isn't enjoyable for anyone, to be honest. You just got to make the most out of it. And I think that's when you really need to research your coach and make sure they do use the protocols that you are comfortable with. Because I couldn't do a bro plan for the whole way. I need that break. And then I can go on to the plan.
See, I'm the complete opposite. Yeah. I think because I'm a coach myself and I'm so busy with work, I need to just be told exactly what to eat and when. Like, I think if I was on macro tracking on prep, I think I would have severe anxiety because I would just be like worrying, like, oh my God, what am I going to have here? Can I have this? And I think my coach would hate me. But it's weird because my coach, so I'm on a meal plan, but I know a lot of the girls that's coached by my coach is on macros. I think it's very person specific. Like, specific. I see a lot of things like with some coaches are like, oh, but if you come and get coached by me, I'll keep your calories above 1,000 and we'll not do any cardio. And I'm like, it's not true. I've got one of the best coaches in the UK, and my food still had to get dropped to 800 calories in that final couple of weeks of prep. And the thing is, you've just got to do what you've got to do. Yeah. You've just got to suck it up and get on with it.
Right, first of all, Beth has really trolled us so bad, right? So I'm just going to say it, otherwise she's going to have a go. She wants to know why I refused to eat haggis when we were in Scotland. It's fucking disgusting, is why. She wants to know what's Scottish tablet, how good is it on a scale of 1 to 9? I mean, it's literally just a ball of sugar, so obviously it's a 9. And what is the best thing about Scotland, and although I would say I can have red hair and no one will stare at me, because in London I get stared at, I think she wants me to say she's the best thing about Scotland. And then Jodie wants to know whipped or japes. How can you choose between pizza and cheesecake?
Oh my God. I think it's got to be cheesecake. I've got to be a cheesecake. Yeah. 100%. Honestly, that cheesecake was unbelievable. Honestly, I think I could have honestly ate about 5 of those at once. I'm not even kidding.
It was so good.
Heaven.
We had that cheesecake for starter and then a pizza for main. We are winning.
I know, we could have done it the opposite way around.
When I was asked how much weight I gain, I personally gain about between 8 and 12 kilos is where I kind of stay around. That's just naturally. I don't intentionally do it. My body likes to sit at 10 kilos up. I don't particularly like what my stomach looks like, but that's what my body likes. So you work with your body, right?
See, this is going to be a reality check for a lot of people that are struggling in their off season with weight gain. I am 21 kilos up from my 21 kilos.
And you feel
21 kilos. Amazing. I feel absolutely incredible. Like, my period didn't come back until I was 11 kilos up from stage weight. But then again, I had to get ridiculously
shredded.
shredded.
Yeah, like absolutely shredded. Was your last show the leanest you've ever been?
Oh yeah. I was 5 kilos lighter at my pro show than I was for the British finals the year before.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely insane because I thought I was shredded then as well.
Yeah. But then I think people need to understand the difference between the categories as well, you know. So for PCA finals, sure, I mean PCA is very dry, very conditioned, but it's not figure, you know, like figure's a whole different ball game.
It's crazy, but like if I was still 8 kilos above my stage weight, I would still have shredded glutes.
Yeah.
So I think you've just got to do what your body feels comfortable with as well.
I definitely just let myself go to whatever feels good. You know, when am I sleeping? Am I able to train? Am I recovering properly? Like, that's a massive thing for me in my off season. So I don't enjoy off season very much because I don't gain muscle easily. I have to absolutely smash every session. I just feel so tired and so sore all the time. But it's what I need to do. And then the only thing that's going to help me recover is food and sleep.
How much time do you train a week?
I actually only train I've got 4 sessions on my plan, and the 5th one's optional. So it depends, really. But right now, I'm only training, really, my lower body 2 or 3 times, and then my delts, because my upper body's outgrown my lower. So if I'm training for competition, I got to train into that look, right? So yeah, it's mostly my legs, so I can't bloody walk half the time. I really don't enjoy it because I struggle because I really have to smash it, and that is why I don't care what I look like. I just want to feel better. But I know that what I'm putting myself through now is going to pay off, you know, like, and I just got to keep going.
100%. Like, I only train 3 to 4 times per week max, because rest is where the growing happens.
Yeah.
You need to be allowing yourself to rest and recover to make sure that you're allowing your body to add on more tissue. And I think a lot of people do not understand that and kind of think that they need to be training 7 days a week, 4 hours in the gym.
When I
don't know what I keep doing this. I'm
still on 4 days of training, and no one can get their head around it. And it's like, yeah, but I'm still trying to grow a little bit in start prep, and we don't do any cardio that's going to tire my legs out. So there's no Stairmaster for me ever, because my legs would not recover enough for me to be able to train in the deficit if I was using the Stairmaster. So I just walk, or I use the elliptical. It's easy as well. But I wanted to use the bike, and even then my coach was like, absolutely not. Like, your legs will never recover. Like,
so I was the same. Like, I started my prep and I was doing the Stairmaster as my cardio, and then we got halfway and my legs was just not recovering, so we just changed to the bike throughout, and what a difference that made. And to be honest, I think that's what really got the detail in my legs to come in, because there wasn't as much inflammation in my quads. So the Stairmaster is good to some extent, but I think using it 7 days a week isn't the most optimal thing to do in regards to recovery either.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that people just do what they see on Instagram, because they see their favorite fitness person doing it. They think they're going to get the same results, but it's just, everything is so person specific. And that's when your coach is worth his weight in gold, right? Because they should be able to tell you how you're getting the best results and what's optimal for you. But
everybody's different. Some of my clients, I just had them doing the cross trainer for their cardio.
Yeah.
Because it was the most beneficial thing for them. Yeah. Everybody totally different.
Somebody's asked, when you feel shit, how do you drag yourself out of it? I don't know if they mean physically or mentally.
I've got probably one of the best morning routines. So I do, like, I think the way I get myself up in the morning, like first thing I either do in the morning is either jump right on the bike or go out for a walk. Write my my things to do for the day. Write my gratitude, what I'm grateful for that day, and then that sets me off for my day every single day.
See,
And it
I
makes
have
me
2
feel
cups of
so
coffee
good.
immediately. I also, when I'm prepping, I literally roll out of bed and out the front door to go and do some cardio with a can of Monster, and I catch up on my messages then, because then they're not going to be hanging over my head all day. I like to voice note when I'm walking because it's quicker, so my friends have had to move to voice notes. But yeah, try and clear some of my admin while I'm doing my walk, so that I've got a free day ahead as well. And also my gratitude thing, I do that before I go to bed, because otherwise I'll stay up thinking. So it's my reason for doing that. When I feel shit physically, if they're asking about prep, I just keep thinking about Natalie Moncrief beating me at ropes. That bit. No, but even before I met her, I knew she was going to be my biggest rival at finals, and I honestly visualized every fucking morning, every time I felt shit and wanted to skip it, I thought about us two being left on the back and they haven't called forward second and first yet, and it just made me get up and do it, because she was my driving force. Like, I didn't look at anybody else. It's so funny that I just thought it would be her. I'd never met her. It was between the two of us, and we've become great friends out of it as well. But yeah, just use, now I have a nemesis in my mind that I use that person instead, and I'm like, she ain't beating me. I don't even know if she's going to compete. She ain't beating me though. Because I just need to drag myself out. But how do you motivate yourself to train and to starve as well? Because that's the hardest thing, isn't it? Trying to stop yourself from eating when you're absolutely starving.
I've got quite an addictive personality, so when I'm going to be doing something, I'm going to be putting in like 100% effort, and like prep means that like prepping for a show means so much to me. Like, it's all I think about 24 hours a day. Like, I know it's selfish, but I hardly ever see anyone or do anything that isn't prep related, if I'm being honest. And I'm being 100% honest, I don't have balance when I'm in prep, because it consumes me.
I
but
don't
like,
think you can have balance, to be honest. It's not a sport that you can. I've had a couple of times where I've tried to have balance, and it's just fucked me for the whole week, you know, like I've been exhausted, or I've had to do extra cardio because I've eaten too much, or, you know, like, all from my coach. I never just think, oh God, I've got to do that. I have to fess up, and then we have to put it right. I think I'm also like very driven and very results orientated. So I don't think about today, like, oh fuck today. I just think about that day of me walking forward in first place. I'll visualize it. Like,
I'm the exact same.
Manifest the fuck out. The amount of times I've seen myself walking forward in first place while I'm in the middle of a park trying not to wet myself because I've drunk too much. Like, it's unreal.
I'm the exact same.
Yeah.
I'm the exact same.
I think that your point about having a higher following now and feeling like you're on display more is also quite pertinent, because we have a friend and she struggles with her off season for the same reason, doesn't she? She says people expect her to be in shape all the time.
Yeah.
I have it, so this is
another thing. What I was going to say is that what gets me through as well is this is a choice. We're choosing to do this.
And we're so
and I think
lucky to be able to.
Like, before I actually, like, even now in my off season, like, we choose to eat the way we do. We choose to restrict the foods that we do. We choose to do our cardio. We choose how hard we train in the gym. And I think having that in your head at all times really does push you through, especially when you're struggling.
I think it's really helpful when you're surrounded by people with the same mindset as well, you know. So our group of friends, we're all the same, right? And we all appreciate the same things. We're all grateful for the same things, but we've all got that same drive and that same work ethic. And I think that we all understand each other. And I know that I can go in the group chat and just spill, and you guys just get it. And I think it is so valuable to have that kind of support and that community around you. And I'm not saying like forget your old friends, but they're never going to understand, you know, what you're going through, what you're putting yourself through. And I think that, yeah, it's so valuable to just have a little support group of very similar minded individuals with the same goals and the same work ethic that just get it when you need to have a rant, or you need to, or even just to celebrate with you, you know, because some people don't understand what it is you have achieved, because it's a foreign world, isn't it? Like,
I know, the majority of people don't get it. And where I'm from as well, like, I have lost so many friends because of this. And to be honest, looking back, they're not really my friends. Like, my support group now is so small. Like, my circle is so small, but I know that every single one of those people inspire me to be a better person in one way or another.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to better themselves. And I think that is so important when in a prep as well, that you're surrounded by people that's going to encourage you to get out of the bed in the morning and keep going.
What I find really unhelpful when I'm prepping is the friends that used to compete, that hate it now, that will be like, oh, you should just eat it, your body needs it, or you obviously need it, or, you know, don't worry, that won't matter. And it's like, I really don't need people enabling me to sabotage myself.
No, it's or when people are like, oh, you need a refeed.
Yeah.
The thing is, people are so quick to jump in and have a refeed when that's not what they need. They need to keep on going.
Yeah. Do you remember my little meltdown in the group chat when somebody sent a picture of a cake? And I was like, I am prepping. I will leave this group. How dare you? I got a private message from that person going, oh my God, I support you. I didn't think. And I was just like, outraged. But you go crazy in prep, and that's why you need those friends that would just say, do you know what? She's just starving. Someone did ask me about the highs and lows of prep, because obviously there are so many highs, but there's so many lows. What do you get out of it outside of your trophies?
I just love it. I love everything about prep, if I'm being 100% honest. I don't think there's any lows to it either. I think the only low
fitting yourself is a bit of a low, mate.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely. And probably the health side of things as well. Yeah, the digestive issues is
they're pretty rubbish. But for me, it's really hard to juggle a corporate job with this lifestyle, and I have to plan quite far ahead that I'm not on a very important project at work, for example. I can only know if I'm going to prep at the start of prep, depending on work, because I have to put my work first. I work for someone else, so it's a bit more difficult. So going to work exhausted. Sometimes on my lunch break, I just go sleep in the park. And I'll just come back. People are eating their lunch all around me. It's in London, you know, in the Queen's Park or something. And there's me. Literally, I put my phone underneath my neck so no one can steal it. It's so ridiculous. I set an alarm. I've been known to go and sleep in the disabled toilet at work a lot because I'm just exhausted, but I'm also the kind of person that will make sure I can fit everything in. I schedule every single minute of my day when I'm in prep, like every minute. And
I'm the exact same. I write my to-do list of everything I need to do the night before, so I know exactly what I'm doing for the following day. But I know exactly what you mean. The tired, like my last prep, I was a full-time PT, so I was on the gym floor 12 hours a day. While doing online clients as well, and it was mentally exhausting. Like some of the times I thought I was going to faint, and I think that's probably the hard and scary side of prep.
I think that a lot of us have fainted and then just got back on the machine after a drink of water and carried on the cardio, haven't we? Like,
I know, it's crazy.
There's definitely the lows, but the highs, there's so many. I've learned so much about myself as a person, like what I'm capable of. I'm not joking. Holding that British trophy in my hand taught me that anybody can achieve their dreams if they work their arse off. You know, I only started training 4 years ago. And I'm 38, you know, like, people told me when I first started that I was too old to do it. And it was like, you'll see. And I did learn just what I was made of, how resilient I am, how stubborn I am, you know. And I've made amazing group of friends as well. Like, the community,
I know, the community is
crazy.
The community is probably one of the best bits out of it. Because when I started competing, I thought it was going to be a really bitchy environment at a show, but it's the complete opposite. Everybody's so friendly, and yeah, you make friends that's going to be by your side for life, because you've got a connection because you're interested in the same things.
I love the way that we all come from different backgrounds, we all have a different story, but we all have that similar drive, work ethic, like goals. We just click, you know, like, yeah, I think we've made amazing friends. I've never had any negativity from any of the other girls that I know of. But, yeah. Is there another group chat that I'm not involved in? But yeah, that to me is why I keep coming back season after season, when I just think, well, you know, I'm getting on a bit now. Maybe I should concentrate on my personal life a little bit. But then it's like, see everybody else prepping, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not done yet. I'm not done yet.
I think the hard thing in prep as well is when you can't train as optimal as what you did before. And it's not that I get upset, but it's really difficult for me to see when you're just like halfway through a training session and you're just so hungry, your bones are sore, you can literally feel your muscles aching. I think that's probably one of the hardest things.
I'll tell you something. Wait until you're my age. Fuck, there is no recovery at my age. Like, I really feel it, even just from the first year I trained. Obviously it was hard because I was new. It's so much harder now to recover. And you just get used to feeling shit and old the whole time. I never felt old until I started training. Yeah, just recovery at 38. Just I rely on supplements in prep. Like, I don't ever really take them because I eat well, you know, like, and I eat a very varied diet. But in prep, anything to make me feel 0.1% better.
I've noticed the past couple of years when I've been training at a higher intensity, I have been aging very quickly.
I literally sent Jodie a video call earlier going, why do I look so old all of a sudden? Like, it just happened in this prep. Like, this hasn't happened before. Oh God, it's not good, is it? But we'll still come back for more. So do you think that there will be shows this year?
I have no idea. I hope so, because I know that there's a lot. Like, I've got a few clients who are first timers who are just desperate to step up on that stage, but I honestly don't know.
I feel really the first timers the most, actually.
I know.
Here's a good question. How do you ladies deal with pre-stage nerves? Do you have any mindset routines right before you step on stage? Mariella, I get a bit drunk. I'm not gonna lie. I have a hip flask backstage full of either vodka brandy or I have some white wine. Oh! I'm shitting myself. Like, not actually shitting myself, but before I go on stage, my hands are shaking, I'm sweating, I'm thinking my tan's gonna run. I'll have a few shots, I pump up, I chat to the girls, not enough to fall over. But then as I walk out, this is gonna sound so pathetic, I just literally have to tell myself, like, you're a goddess, like, you're gonna win, you're Beyonce, and off I fucking trot. But do you know where I developed that? I was in the wings, and I saw Jasmine Jeffrey on stage at the PCA London show, and she had this most amazing flair to her posing, and she was giving it everything. And I was just looking at her, like, because I know what she's like in real life, and she's quite introverted, and I was just like, I've got to do that. And from that day, I take on this persona as I go out, and the whole time I'm on stage, my hands are shaking, but you just, the adrenaline takes over, doesn't it? And you just go for
it. It's crazy. See, whereas I'm the opposite. For every one of my shows, I find a quiet spot, I lie flat on the ground, headphones in, and just visualise me being up on stage for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then once I've done my visualising, when I'm pumping up, I'm listening to that music and I'm like, yes!
This is a much healthier way to do it than getting drunk.
If you see me backstage, I'm like going about like, yes, getting into the music, and I'm like, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
And I'm like picking myself up, thinking I'm away to do like a boxing match or something, and then when I'm in the lineup, I'm like, someone said to me before my first show, as soon as you step onto that stage, the judges are looking at you. You're being judged from the second you step on that stage. Yeah. So you've got to like get in the zone prior to walking up there. Because you want everybody to look at you. You don't want people to look at Susan next door. You want everybody to look at you.
Yeah. For some reason, I've always been the first person to walk on in every show I've done. So that is like, fuck. And then you're like, right, let's do it. And you do just switch on this persona because you have to do a funny walk anyway. It's not your normal walk, is it? And then, yeah, I just keep in character the whole time I'm on stage until we are walking off with trophies, pictures are done. It's really important to remember that when you're at the back and other people are doing their thing, the judges can still see you.
I know. And I think you've got to keep your eye on the judges the whole time as well. You've just got to give them that sexy eye and be like, look at me, I'm here.
Yeah. And that is the thing, smile the whole damn time. You feel like Jack Nicholson, but you've just got to do it. Like.
And I think everybody's on the same boat as well. Yeah. Like, everybody's nervous, and if you practice your poses and know that to a T, you should be able to go up there and smash it.
Yeah. That's the thing. You have to know that you've done as much as you can. And that comes from off-season as well as prep. You know, did you tick your boxes? You know, I would hate to not win and think that's because I didn't do enough. Like, when I didn't win at Worlds and Natalie won, it's because she was better than me. Do you know what I mean? I'd done everything that I needed to do, but she was better. Like, now I go away and I have to be better, you know, and that's why I'm ticking the boxes. I did not want to train today, but I trained for 2 hours. Because
it's consistency. You've got to do things consistently to get results.
Yeah. Mariella, just literally do some breathing in the wings. You'll be fine. Oh, so I always hear the pose down music or my I walk music. So whenever that comes on, I play it when I'm training as well. If I don't want to train, I play the music I've been on stage to, and it gets me in the zone to think about next time I'm on stage. So
there's a song, I'm trying to think of my iconic song. And it's honestly, I listen to it all the time and it's at the tip of my tongue. But it goes dun 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 dun. Do you know what song I mean? Yeah, that was the song.
Right, we've got 1.5 minutes. Do you have any final pearls of wisdom for everybody about maximising your off-season or being positive?
Just do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Yeah. I can't focus Focus on you and just bring in your best, and remember why you're doing this. You're not doing this for Instagram. You're doing this because bodybuilding is a passion of yours and you want to bring the best package going up on that stage. And you've got to remember that prep is a choice. You're choosing to put your body through this. So you've got to try and remain as positive as you can, or you'll look back and think, holy shit, I was a miserable bitch the whole of my prep.
Yeah.
So prep is a choice.
It's a privilege.
Exactly.
It is.
Exactly.
But you've got to smash it, guys. You've got to smash it. Get one nemesis in your head and beat them. But your nemesis can be yourself, right? It can be your last time that you were on stage. I have to have better legs than the last time I was on stage, you know?
I'm the same. I have to look undeniably a hell of a lot better this time. And
well,
it's crazy.
It's going to cut off, babes. Thank you so much. I'm going to put this on my YouTube and on the IGTV because there's no more Insta lives. Thank you.